RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Alright, well that didn't work. Now how about they changed how this thing operates.
How so?
Well, they moved the things around and gave me an extra click. I wind up
just can't leave well enough alone.
I keep improving things and then get used to how things operate. And I started the music too soon because it was supposed to go live. But oh well. Let's do it again from the top.
All right. Disregard everything.
It doesn't matter. Nobody's watching. Oh! We do have somebody.
Hello
from Oz. Listening in the car, be careful. You don't want to run into a wallaby or whatever it is that one might run over on your roads.
For us,
or maybe you do.
Armadillos.
Yes. Armadillos. Yes. I don't imagine they have armadillos there. Okay, well, shall we just start?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 713 for July 14th, 2025. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
We're back at you. Is this 3 weeks in a row? Can't be.
I think it's
possible?
Only 2.
Oh.
I don't know.
Another episode. Some fun things to talk about. It's always, I'm surprised. John, earlier we were playing around with a website that we're going to talk about in the news, and it just like blows your mind at what people are doing in the retro
I cannot wait to share that.
Computing space.
Crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I guess consider that a little teaser, but the main event is a continuation of a project John has been working on, his scaled down mini micro maxi Mac
refinements I've done to it. Nothing big.
Yeah. So we got an update on that. We've got eBay finds and some cool websites to show on the news. So let's come back with some eBay finds. We are a new level in Marathon. Meaning what exactly?
I don't know.
We are watching. Is that a line from Marathon? I'm missing the.
I am not sure.
The reference. Okay. Let's throw these up here. All right. And let's go in.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, well, let me
I'm beyond help
turn
too.
you off. There we go. Why is that off? All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right, it's time for eBay finds. Last week we had the new open stock, or never open sealed. New open stock?
Yeah.
What is
new old stock?
New old stock. But it was also never opened sealed.
Well, that is true.
Guided tour of Macintosh audio cassette tape from 1984 walks you through functions of your Mac and Mac Write, Mac Paint. Still available. Buy it now of $35, or you can make an offer. And we had the fully restored Color Classic 2. That's the Japanese model. That one's still available for a buy it now of $1,699.99. There's also a make an offer option on that one. And the paperweight that commemorates the first silicon of the PowerPC 603 on October 18th, 1993, jointly put out by IBM and Motorola. The paperweight is still available for $109.95.
Does that
Buy
make this
now.
a dual core paperweight?
It's dual processor.
Dual
Anyway.
processor. Yeah, dual
Yeah.
processor. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a very
Although-
fast paperweight.
very fast. All right. We'll start with some signage. The poster. It says, "No reserve, extremely rare, vintage, early 1990s Macintosh, Apple large poster, 7 models." What does that mean? Well, it shows models. This is around 89 to 91, I guess, was the manufacture of 7 different models of Macintosh, representing the 2FX, 2CI, 2SI, LC,
Classic, right? In there?
Mac Portable, SE30, and Mac Classic.
Okay.
Yes. You see how many models they were selling at that point. This is like top, just let's just throw everything out there. And we're just getting into the laptop space or portable space there with the Mac Portable. The poster is 54 inches in length and 16 inches in height, unframed, and in very good condition. They want a starting bid of $225 or buy it now of $850. And I am familiar with this poster. I have not seen it very often. You can see there's a little crease there on the bottom right corner.
Yeah, they're
Not
very
too
nice to
bad.
point out in their photos any places where there might be an issue on the poster. So
Yeah, lots
it's
of
good when they do
of
that.
close-ups on any kind of wrinkle or whatever. Very good about that. I'm familiar because I have one right here. If you're on the YouTube channel,
very nice.
you see this thing.
Nice and framed yours is.
Yeah, mine came framed and purchased, I don't know, 15 years ago. I don't know how long ago. Oh, look at that. Look at this. And it used to hang in the old museum, but it takes up so much space. I just don't have the real estate.
You've
so
run
it's-
out of wall. Yes.
Yes. But what a cool poster. And nice representations of the current software that each of these would have been running at the time. So very neat.
Very nice. Yes.
Pretty rare. Yeah, again, I don't have any memory of seeing another one on eBay until now. All right. Well, what else we got?
All right. Next up, we have a Apple II. This is I don't know why they've got Macintosh in here, but hey, and what did we have here are 2 small, very nicely done stained glass Apple logos with a wire frame version of the Mater Tectura Apple II font. This is very nice. These are actually kind of tiny. I didn't realize how tiny they were until we saw a picture of somebody holding one in here. So what would you say these are, about 5 inches tall, 4 or 5 inches tall?
The Apple logo itself.
Apple logo itself, yeah.
But then when you
So what
add
we
the
have
Apple
here
II
is-
text, yeah.
Right. So we've got one of them is the Apple logo with the Apple II text attached to it, and then there's a second, just the Apple logo with it. Yeah, again, these look very nice. I'm assuming these were fan made. Is this something that was ever in the catalog?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay. Maybe somebody at Apple got one of these custom made. I know Woz got some custom stained glass done, didn't he? If I remember correctly.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Well, either way, these look very cool. I don't know if they're worth $589. There is a best offer that the who knows how low you can go with it. Pretty cool. I like them.
Yeah, they are really nice, and I saw them and I squealed a bit because you know how I love these
Oh, you do
stained
love
glass
the stained
from the
glass.
period.
Yes,
But then I saw the price and I was like,
it is pretty pricey.
if it was about half
That said,
I'd-
those colors are so nice and vibrant.
Oh yeah, it's so clean and just
Yeah.
newish looking. It almost looks like it could have been made recently.
Right, right. And I guess that's something you don't know. I mean,
Well,
yes,
yeah. I
for
mean,
sure,
don't
it looks like
expect.
it's Apple II, but
I wouldn't. They make no mention in the description of
right.
when this was made or what the provenance is. So they could have been made recently, but either way, you're kind of buying it for what it brings you,
Absolutely.
regardless of where it came from. And
It's kind of interesting. The other items that this person is selling is
uh-huh,
no other Apple collectible stuff whatsoever. So
yeah, yeah, that would be
yeah,
cool.
who knows? They
Hanging out
might
the
take
window.
a low ball
Yeah.
offer.
Yeah. All right, and finally another NOS, whatever that stands for.
New
Apple.
old stock.
It's NOS, right? That's Fast and the Furious. I think that's nitrous.
Okay.
Apple Mac X 2.0 OS networking software for Macintosh computer. This is sealed in the box. It says one corner. It says sealed, but the box has a small dent in it. One corner has a small
Eee.
tear.
Would you call
Love-
that a small dent? I
Well,
don't know.
whatever. It's still pretty
It's
awesome. I
Fairly
love
deformed.
the old day of box software
Yes,
with
yes.
the discs, the manuals, this cool box you set on your shelf, and
So Mac X, what is that? Has nothing to do with OS 10, correct?
no, this is this. That's why it makes it kind of cool, is because there was an X windowing system in Mac X long before OS 10. Gave you the opportunity to run X windowing
Somewhat Linux
client
stuff, right?
applications.
Isn't
Unix,
is that a Linux thing?
particularly.
Unix. Okay, thank you.
And and network with other Unix machines and do that kind of run those client apps side by your Mac OS and presumably share data between the OSs. This would be a fun thing to download the software and mess around with,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Oh, so this
So-
actually has a date on the back of 9/28/97.
Okay.
Trying to see if it had an original price on there too. It was a Claris product, huh?
I don't think so. Did Claris?
Oh, they mentioned
this out
Claris
under
on the
their
back
name?
of this back sticker.
Oh, okay. They want $349.99, which is probably about what it costs new. I don't, or maybe it was. Or did you say the price tag is on there or no? Just
No,
the
no.
sticker?
I just there's a sticker on the back with
Yeah.
some info, but I do not see a price on there.
Right. Or you can make an offer on this one as well. So we'll check in on this next week.
I mean,
Yeah, it was funny that there
Macintosh.
was so many of these sort of weird products that Apple made throughout the years that very kind of niche.
All right, so Mac X is available on Macintosh Garden.
Okay,
So,
there you go. I wonder how hard of an install that would be.
or once it's installed, what you would, do
Yeah,
with
what
it.
you could do. Yeah. Okay. Well, are you ready to go?
Sure.
Okay. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right. I don't even remember when it was that you debuted your little Mac there.
Yeah, yeah. What we're talking about is
You want to show it? There
this
it
guy,
is.
right? Yes.
And
Ta-da.
if I recall correctly, the scale of this
60%.
60%, but that was all. Everything was derived from the LCD.
screen. Yeah,
right?
the 5-inch LCD.
Getting a real nice LCD,
Mm-hmm.
the right aspect ratio, right?
Correct aspect ratio, slightly different, 640 by 40 resolution, but it does find showing at 512 by 342.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then that dictated the scale, and so now, but you needed a matching mouse.
I
And
needed a matching mouse, yeah.
Keyboard,
So, because I mean, I had the keyboard already. not
Yeah.
bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Remind me, what did you do with the keyboard? Is that did you
I just spray painted the
spray
bezel.
paint?
If this is my if I ever decide to go crazy, I could 3D print keys to glue on top of these keys if I ever want to
Yeah.
go that far down the OCD
Yeah.
rabbit hole. Um, but so yeah, it was just a matter of finding a small enough optical mouse, wired mouse. I would have been fine with whatever, but I did finally find one.
Oh,
So here it is. It's a
do you have
fully
another?
functional mouse.
Do you have a
Huh?
full size mouse? It's hard to get scale because your
Oh
hands are
yeah.
ginormous. So they okay, that helps.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, but here's a weird thing, and this is kind of silly. I didn't notice until I had the two side by side. But the person who did this really nice full size model of this that I shrunk down, they
Uh-huh.
had actually put the Apple logo on the
Wrong side.
on the wrong side, and I'm not sure.
Oh, is that because
They
it's a
did that.
left-handed mouse?
I have no idea. Um, but of course, the mouse. I am. I did want to retain the two buttons and the trackball. I'm sorry, the scroll wheel. So I was able to
Mm,
do that. Uh, all told, this is probably about 61, 62% because you can see I've got the innards of the original mouse just crammed in there. There's very little space.
uh-huh.
Um, I have to say, anyone who wants to get into doing this sort of thing, do yourself a favor, get yourself a cheap set of digital calipers. Really comes in handy for measuring the bits and pieces to get alignments and everything right. As you can see, this was about the third bottom I had to print to get everything to fit right. I was even able to reprint the 3D scroll wheel
Mm-hmm.
because it was black rubber, so it
Mm-hmm.
looks much nicer. I didn't have any gray filament to go with it,
Mm-hmm.
so it is this kind of creamy orange brown. It looks like it needs retro brighting, basically, was
Yeah, right.
how it turned out. But it works a charm with this. It's nice with it sitting next to the keyboard and everything. So
Uh-huh.
pretty darn happy with how it turned out.
Yeah.
And I love those bamboo printers. Let me tell you, man.
Which one do you have?
I have got an A1 Mini and an A1.
Oh.
Um, mostly Mostly I got the A1 after I realized I could print this thing in one piece
Mm-hmm.
without having to resort to cutting the thing up into multiple pieces and gluing stuff together. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it's a fun project. It's a fun little hobby. Um, Not too bad to get into price rise nowadays. They've really come down in price, the printers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So are you done now for accessorizing that? Or are you
Like I
gonna make a
said,
little image writer?
instead, do not give me more ideas. It's like
Wouldn't that be yeah.
I do have so I've got the Mac Mini in there, and I do have a 2 terabyte solid state in there, and it's like, oh, now I kind of wish I had done a Apple branded, the 10 meg hard drive to put underneath it.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah,
would be cool.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. The 10 or
I
you
think I
mean
think
the no, you mean the HD20 or you mean
HD20,
yeah,
HD10,
20
HD20.
meg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
No, I think we're good. I'm
I
pretty
wonder if
happy.
somebody's already modeled that,
I
the
am I
HD20.
am absolutely sure somebody's already modeled it. Somebody's modeled everything, so it's all out there, guys.
Yeah.
It's fun to play with, easy to modify. You do everything in Tinkercad, modding everything in Tinkercad, which is a very easy program to kind of tinker with. So yeah,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for the update.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to do some news. We're humming right along. What's going on in the chat? Between our various collections, we could totally recreate this for sure. You're talking about
The
the
poster.
family
Mhm.
poster.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, wouldn't that be fun to have a table with all those models laid out exactly like that with the poster hanging above? All right, let's throw something up here and go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's time for the news. The article is Frame of Preference, A History of Mac Settings from 1984 to 2004 by Marcin Witchery. I don't know if I have that right. And the technology by Mihai Paparita with Infinite Mac. And Infinite Mac is going to be important here in a second because what you have here is Marcin's article rolling through the GUI or the operating systems of the Mac, but from the perspective of the control panel. Because the control panel, or as it later became known as settings, has like been one sort of constant throughout all the versions of the OS. And so I thought it was fun to just look at the control panel throughout the generations, see how it evolves, what things were we concerned about, what settings did we want to modify. And so it's a very good article about that. But what makes it totally incredible is
Just
the inclusion,
Yeah.
the inclusion of the Infinite Mac emulators, okay, such that
In the screenshots, right.
you think this is just a screenshot, but it's actually a fully interactive operating system.
And I have to say, it's even more impressive if you've got a wider screen because you've got the text on one side, and this is and the
The
computers are
article
off to the right or to the left.
There we go. I'll
There
show
you
it like
go.
that. There you go.
Yeah.
So now you can read the article, and there's actually a little interactive things it wants you to do. If you click this button over here in the corner, it says Details. There's all these little tasks, things you can try. Open the Apple menu, and so
right.
when you open the Apple menu, let's quit this. Cancel. Try that again. When you as you do tasks, it then checks them off on your little to-do list there. So so if I say open the Apple menu, look at that, it highlights open the Apple menu. And so you can just accomplish all those little things, experience the actions as described in the history. But what makes it even better than that, right? So here's 86.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Again,
that's
all
cool.
emulated,
All
right?
totally. You want to play some Missile Command, you can do that. And then keep on scrolling. This is where it gets really cool. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this Macintosh portable.
Look
Look at how look at how this is at an angle.
And also the coloring. I want to note
The coloring, it looks like
slightly washed out LCD display of the. I mean, just
right.
I am just agog at just how beautiful this is.
It's kind of messes with your mind because
anyone who's listening to this, Mac Down Under, when you get home, after you've avoided all the kangaroos, please check out this website.
And then and then it just gets more and more with operating systems through the years. And and it just boots right up there. There's a Centra 650, but the one I particularly like, if I scroll down much further here, we're skipping emulator after emulator. Look at the iMac. Look at the iMac boot up at that sort of angled perspective there, and this is again fully interactive. I was actually playing some of my favorite games, some Ambrosia games here earlier.
Oh yeah. Also, you can hear the sounds, right? You can hear the.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I once was a champion Barrack player.
Oh my goodness!
I won a contest and got a free T-shirt because I had a high score. But you can actually. This is a fairly graphically intensive game. let's get out of there. But it's so much fun. I mean, you could spend days. And look, even the next computer booting up.
So I didn't
here.
get down this far. Is that actually emulated too? Because I
Oh,
noticed the
yes.
Lisa wasn't, so I wasn't sure about the next.
I think it is. I thought it was. Yeah, I think this is an emulator too. There are 12 different emulators, I think, in here. You can see it's loading up. But yeah, so that's over at aresluna.org. All right, so that's
Yeah,
cool.
let me put that into the notes.
And you want to see the other cool thing I want to talk about is this, lisagui.com. Lisa GUI is a WebOS inspired by the Lisa Office System, Apple's first graphical user interface. It aims to perfectly recreate Lisa's iconic 1-bit UI directly in your browser. So this is the project by Andrew Yaros. Now, unlike the other one, which incorporated the Infinite Mac emulators, they're running actual software images and code from emulated machines. I think this is more incredible because this is actually painstakingly recreating the Lisa GUI in JavaScript.
Simulation. Okay.
A simulation. So you click on here and it launches, and there you go. Now, I don't have a ton of Lisa OS experience, but I'm gonna guess this is a pretty good job. I was messing around with it earlier. It's just kind of fun to see how everything works and the terminology as it's different. Like, you don't close something, you put it away, and it's more document centric. And it's just really fun to play around with.
Also,
OS.
it's interesting because the pixels aren't square, so you still have some weird graphic, discrepancies from what we're used to seeing from the Macintosh.
Yeah, but anybody used to Windows or the Mac or can quickly figure it out. There's a little things that are different, but
yeah.
But boy, it's just incredible. I believe you can save stuff and mess around, and not a whole. There's word processing. There's a puzzle. What else we got? I think there's not a whole lot of software just yet. Here's some demos. A little bouncing circle demo. But it's a work in progress. This is being, I'm sure, going to be updated with other features, other apps. Really neat stuff. So congrats. That's at alpha.lisagui.com. So, gosh, people are doing amazing things. And that's it for the news. All right. We good for next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh. Well, I guess I'll do it in the outro. I have an update.
Oh, that's right.
My inventory. Yes. Yeah. All right, let's go. Or maybe, I guess I'll do it on the show. I was going to say I'll save it, but let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right, that brings us to the end of another episode of the RetroMacCast. I do have an update on my ongoing inventory of the Apple computers here. Let's see, last week, if you remember, that was a disaster. So we had to rebound, and behind me, if you can see it there, opened up is a Quadra 950.
Aha. Okay.
The last of the Quadras. A big honking machine.
There we are.
There's back there. What can we say? First sold in May of 1992. Sporting a 33 megahertz 68040 processor. I turned this thing on and got the lovely chime. Heard the hard drive spin up. And then Smiley Mac booted right in to 7.5. So I was very happy. And guess what? This still had a Pram battery in there. That
probably not a Maxell, huh?
I took it out.
Yeah. The Maxells are the seem to be the ones that are.
Yeah, this one's German. It actually says West Germany on it. It's got to be old, right?
Oh yes, yes, I think you're correct.
Hasn't been West Germany, but I mean, it looks in good shape. Of course, I took it out of there, so it will never haunt it. You can see has the keys there intact. The case is in pretty good shape. Not a lot
Yeah,
in
nice.
this. It has 5 new bus slots and a processor direct slot. There were no extra cards in this. Pretty stock. Nothing in the bays, right? It's just got the 3.5-inch floppy. It's got 28 megs of RAM. What else? There was somebody did have it. It had like PageMaker with a name and a place on there. A couple other miscellaneous apps, but other than that, it was pretty bare in terms of software. So it could at some point I could probably do a nice clean install. Have to hook it up to a CD-ROM or something to do that. But yeah, really happy that this big guy still breathes life after all
Absolutely,
these
yeah.
years. So the tally, we are now up to 15 computers checked, 11 good, 4 bad. All right. Well, thanks everybody in the chat for joining us. If you're around, stop by. We'll be on YouTube on Monday at 7 p.m. Central. And until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
Ooh, that was extra Tony the Tiger.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
They're great.
Does he still exist? Are they still using Tony the Tiger?
Probably.
I hope so. All right. Well,
That's a short and sweet one. I
yeah.
was a little afraid of that with. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about with the mouse, but
Well, it's so tiny. There's not much to say.
it is. That's right.
All right. We'll drag on and on next week to make up for it.
There you go. Just 3 hours, guys. Strap in because we're going to be doing a marathon. Oh, so that is what Wright was referencing was the we are watching. I think there's a line called "The Heavens Are Watching" in Marathon. So that's what he was referencing with the.
I got it.
level in
Yeah.
Marathon. Yeah.
I figured it was something like that. Like
Yeah.
Big Brother. Okay. All right, John. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see everybody next week, and we'll play a little music and be on our way.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.